Good morning, welcome back to my channel. I'm Judy. So today I'm making some lemon tea bread. I have some lemons I want to use up, and it's kind of like a pound cake, I think. Not as many eggs, but it looks really delicious. It's one of my cookbooks that I have, and so I thought you might like to see the recipe. It's pretty easy, and it just really looks delicious, and it sounds refreshing for a nice, cool day. It's like in the 60s here in Arkansas. It's going to be beautiful. All my windows are open. Dogs are out playing. So I thought you'd like to come along and see the recipe. So stay tuned. Okay, here we go. We're going to start making our lemon tea bread. I'm going to dump everything in this big bowl, but I want to show you what I've got in here first. I have 1 2/3 cups of unbleached cake flour. I'm using the King Arthur brand. I had just enough to do this recipe. So 1 2/3 cups of that. 3/4 cups of granulated cane sugar. I'm using the cane sugar. And then we have 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder right here. We have 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I'm using pink Himalayan salt. 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, which I love nutmeg. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So we're going to dump all this in here and get rid of this bowl. I'm going to mix this up. And we'll add the sugar to this. I just want to mix up the spices and the baking powder and baking soda and salt. Okay, now let's add our sugar. 3/4 cups of cane sugar, granulated cane sugar. Let's mix that in. And you can use all-purpose flour, which is what the recipe calls for. 1 2/3 cups of all-purpose, but I have the cake flour I wanted to use, so we're going to try it instead. Okay. Now we're going to make a well in the center. There we go. Okay, now we're going to add our wet ingredients. So we've got 1 beaten egg. I went ahead and just with a fork and just, well, I'm going to scrape it out of here because we don't want to waste it. One of my lovely chicken eggs. And now we're going to add our milk. Now I'm using buttermilk, homemade buttermilk. I had bought this starter from Asia Standard and made my own buttermilk. I'll have to do a video on that. And so here's my fresh buttermilk, and as long as you keep back enough to, keep your starter going, it's nice and creamy. So I'm going to add that instead of whole milk, which it has whole milk in it. So set that aside a minute. All right, so I want you to see how nice and thick this is. It is really, really good. Good buttermilk, and you know what's in it. So we're going to add that in the center along with the egg. And yes, we're going to scrape this out. Get all of the goodness out. Okay, there's that. Get rid of that. And now we're going to add our lemon juice and lemon peel and oil. So here is a tablespoon of lemon juice. Tablespoon of lemon peel, lemon zest, however you want to say it. That in there. And now our oil. 1/4 cup of oil. I'm using coconut oil, but you can use vegetable oil. Okay, and then poppy seed. I've got some poppy seed here. And we're going to add 2 teaspoons of poppy seed. I'm just going to eyeball it. There's 1. There's 2. Okay, 2 teaspoons of poppy seed. Now we're going to mix it up. So it's kind of like lemon poppy seed bread, but it's called tea bread. I think I'm going to have to switch to my spoon because it's getting a little thick. Well, let's see here. Get this flour incorporated without getting it everywhere. Well, I guess not. Okay, now I think I'm going to add just a tad bit of lemon extract, pure lemon extract from Watkins, just to add that extra oomph. So we're going to add a capful. I think that's plenty. Let's mix that in. And you don't have to do that, but I love lemon, so, and I love Watkins products. Okay. There we go. That's all there is to it. Now we're going to get my buttered dish, and I will bring you back and we'll get it in the pan. Okay, I'm using my glass loaf pan. It's an 8 by 4 by 2, I think. And that's the size that you really need. But you can use a regular loaf pan. And I've greased it with just a little bit of Crisco on the bottom and the sides. And we're going to scrape our batter in here. All right. Pretty easy. And then when it's all done baking, we're going to put a lemon glaze over the top. Okay. There we go. This bowl's heavy. Heavy bowl. All right. Let me get a spoon here and scrape off my spatula here. Okay. There we go. All right. And my oven's preheated to 350. And we're going to bake it for about, it says 25 minutes, and I'll have to check it to make sure because my oven gets pretty hot. So there you go. Very pretty. I will bring you back when it's all finished. Okay, here's the lemon tea cake out of the oven. Kind of sunk in the middle a little bit, but not much. And it took 45 minutes, just like the recipe said. So, smells wonderful. And once it cools, I'll bring you back and we'll do the powdered sugar icing on top. Okay, here we go. We're going to make a lemon glaze to put over our lemon tea bread. I've got about a cup of powdered sugar in here. And I'm just going to, it says, the recipe said to sift it, but I'm not in the mood for that, so I'm just going to mix it with my whisk here. And then we're going to add a little bit of lemon juice at a time until I get the consistency that I want. Because you want to be able to run over the top of your cake. Probably going to take the rest of it. It's getting there. Yeah. A little bit more. Not all of it. So that's probably about 2 tablespoons is what I've used so far. Smells really good. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I think that's probably good. I don't want to make it too runny. Perfect. And I've got about a teaspoon of the lemon zest. I'm going to put it in with the icing. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to put this on our cake. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start putting the glaze on. We'll start at one end. Just drizzle it down. I probably won't use all this, but so probably about a half a cup would probably be plenty powdered sugar, but I'm going to make sure I had enough. This is going to be so good. Ed'll like this with his vanilla ice cream. I think it'll be perfect. So pretty. Got that little dip in there. Nice and sink into. Okay, I think that's probably pretty good. All right. All right, I'm going to let it sit for just a little bit until the icing sets, and then we'll do a taste test. Okay, here we go. I've cut out a piece. It's nice and moist. I cut the end off because I don't really like the end that well. So, let's get a fork. We'll do a little taste test here. See, it's nice and moist. And we'll get us some. Let's do it this way. There we go. Get a little bit of icing on there. That is so good. That is so lemony. Oh my goodness. Lemon's probably my favorite. It's beautiful. Mm. Ed's gonna really like this with ice cream. Goodness. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I hope you give this recipe a try. Next time I might try putting blueberries in there too. That would be really good. But the poppy seeds are really good too. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing and watching my videos. And I will catch you in my next one. Bye.